Hello everyone and welcome to Craft Corner. I am so excited, especially for this episode because it's Olympic time. I love the Olympics. Summer Olympics, probably one of my favorite things to ever be on television. And now we get to watch it at home and celebrate everything sports related. Now, so we have our own celebration, we'll be making a couple crafts that are Olympic themed, starting with a torch. So to kick off the Olympics, they light a big flame that continues to burn for the whole Olympics. And that's called a torch. And we are going to be making one of our own. So you may see that I'm starting off with 2 pieces of white paper. So this is going to be our base, our handle of the torch. Now I'm going to take these 2 pieces and have them kind of overlap because I'm going to tape them together. So I'm going to get my handy dandy tape. And now we're going to use a lot of tape because I don't want there to be any bubbles or separation between my paper as it's moving from me. Oh no, we got it. Okay, so we're going to take our tape and lay it down. I'm going to use another piece of tape. And then once we have these 2 pieces taped together, we get to then roll this piece of paper on up. Okay, so I'm gonna put one right here at the bottom. And our torch, when we roll it, is going to look kind of like an ice cream cone. I love ice cream. Do you love ice cream? You do? Well, ice cream I think is perfect to have, especially when we're watching the Olympics in the summer. Now, if you didn't see me, I'm gonna start rolling this so it's hollow in the middle. And I'm gonna do it on a little bit of an angle so we have a longer torch. Do you see how that is folding? And now I am going to make it and twist it so that our bottom is small and the top is bigger because we need our flames to fit inside of our torch. Now I'm going to tape our roll together so it doesn't come apart. And then one more piece of tape. And then we can move on to our next step, which is creating our fire on top. All right, and now we're on to our very last step of our torch. Now I told you we need some flames, right? Now you can see that I've added some colors. So I have orange, red, and then 2 shades of yellow. And I did this by cutting some strips out of tissue paper. So very thin paper. Think about when you have a gift and you get to open it out of a bag, tissue paper. Now you can see I have yellow and orange and red. And I just cut them into small strips. And I'm going to attach some more red. So I'm gonna cut it one more time so they're in these little half strips. I'm gonna fan it out like this so that I have a couple, but they're all not facing the same direction. And now I'm gonna get a great big piece of tape and tape it on before I stick it in there so it's easier for me. Then I'm gonna move around my tissue paper and stick the red right in here, just so we have some more color. And now I'm going to keep filling it in. And not only are we going to make a torch today, we are also going to be making an Olympic crown. So we'll take a look right now and see how to make that. All right, now we're on to our next craft, which is going to be an Olympic crown. But you may notice something next to me. This is the torch we just made. I've completely finished it with all of our flames in here. So we have the red, orange, and yellow. I'm excited to see how yours turns out. So I'm gonna put my torch right here. And now it's on to our crown. So I have another white sheet of paper, just like how we used for our torch. And this time I'm going to fold it in half like hot dog style. So it's like a hot dog bun. So the long way. So we're gonna fold it once and make a crease, just like this. Now I'm going to use that crease to help me cut. It's going to be my line. So I'm going to cut along the crease. I am excited for this crown. They are so cool, and we get to add all of the Olympic colors onto them. So now we have our 1/2, and we only need 1. Now we're going to fold our paper one more time, hot dog style. So we're gonna fold it in half, make that crease one more time, and use it as our guiding line. Now what we are creating is the headband that goes around our head to make our crown. All right, so now we got our 2 pieces cut, and I have to tape them together to make one long band. So I'm gonna take my 2 halves and lay them right next to each other and tape them together. And now that I have them taped together and they look like this, I'm going to put this around my head to measure because I need it to fit my head, right? So now that I have it around my head, I see that the 2 pieces cross over. So I'm gonna get my handy dandy tape ready, put the crown back on my head, put it around, and feel where they meet. You might need a grown-up or whoever you're doing this craft with to help you. Now we take our piece and we're gonna tape it together. There we go. And now I have my crown, so I can flip it around. And now we're ready for our second step, which is going to be adding the Olympic rings. All right, now it's on to our rings of the crown. So I've already cut out some pieces. I have 4 circles so far in red, black, blue, and yellow. All I have left is green. So what I have been doing to make my life a little bit easier is using my rings to trace. So they're all the same size too. Now what I do is go around the inside and trace our little circle. And then I'll go around the outside to trace my big circle. So these look like donuts, right? We're making some little donuts. And now that I have the outline of my circle, what I'll go ahead and do is now cut it out. So I like to start with my big part of the circle. So we go around our outline. I'm very excited to see all of this together because I absolutely love to watch the Olympics. My favorite sport, I have to say, for the Olympics is swimming. What's your favorite? That's one of mine too. I like to watch archery, and now we have surfing and even baseball. There's so many fun things in the Olympics this year. All right, now what I'm doing is cutting our center of the ring. So we're doing our little circle, and I'm just doing the same thing as before, cutting around our tracing, and now we have another ring, our green one. So what I'm going to start off doing is now taping some of these onto here. All right, so now we're going to start with the blue one. So the blue one is going to be on our top corner. So I'm going to put it right on the top, and now take a piece of tape and I'm going to put it right down here. And the highlight is we are going to have some other colors to go right over our tape so we won't even see it. So this is our first ring, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. All right, now as you can see, I have put together my crown. We have the Olympic rings. So we have our red, black, blue, green, and yellow. And now I'm adding some decorations onto my crown to liven it up because we just have a plain white band all around. You can leave it the way that it is, or you can add some decorations to it. I'm adding a few stars on either side. So I put 4 on that side, and now I'm going to match it by adding a couple more over here. I love adding the stars because I think stars are perfect for the Olympics because they're full of our athletic stars, right? I know some of my favorite people in sports are involved in the Olympics. Now we have our crown. I'm very excited to wear my crown and watch Simone Biles and all the other gymnasts flip in the air while holding my torch and getting ready for the closing ceremonies. I'm excited to see how you celebrate the Olympics and all the fun sports you're up to this summer. I can't wait to see what you do with your crafts. Until next time, have fun. Bye.